All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there are other mediums on which you can watch or listen to this information, content, whatever. But my favorite way is the blog. And the blog is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. And I know that's a lot to type or remember, so wherever you're watching or listening, look for a prompt of like open, more, description, info, intro, something like that. And you click on that, another box will open and the link to the blog will be there. All right. So, I don't think I have anything special posted. No videos, no pictures, but the reason I say it's the best way to take everything in is the entire article is there with the video so you can follow along. But I know some people just listen. Shout out to the steppers on the, wait, no, what do you do? An elliptical. Someone told me they listen to me while they're doing their elliptical thing. So I don't know what you call that. And then there's people that walk on the treadmill. Okay, so, all of that. See, I read comments and I listen. I just don't always have time to reply sometimes, but okay. What else? RSS.com. I'm my FX Buddies. Everywhere I post, I'm my FX Buddies. RSS.com has a great transcript. And I also try to put the link for that too because some people, I can't understand what you're saying. What are you saying? So they can go there. Oh, and I meant to learn how to say hello in Japanese. Welcome. Welcome in Japanese. There's two people who downloaded the transcript in Okas, Okasawa, something. I'll do better tomorrow. Okay, I promise. But thank you. And I've actually been to Japan and I want to go back. I was I think I was 7 or 8 when I went, and it was really nice. It was a little scary, um, but because that was back in the 70s, and they would come up to people of color and try to rub the color off her skin, and they would pull our hair, trying to pull our hair, because I had an afro. And my mother, who was not, I'm mixed. My mother was um, white. And she would say, just don't worry. They just want to see. They're not used to seeing people like you and your brother. Cause anyway, I'm going off on tangent. Okay. All right. So what else? Spotify.com. And I know it would be different now. So I know. Um, Spotify.com has audio and video depending on your subscription level, I believe. And oh, someone left a comment. I think I have to get back to your comment there. So thank you for the listeners there. And one more place. Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, whatever. YouTube. Whatever I show is covered under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. Um, that's it. Okay, this one's going to go a little long because there's a lot. There is so much going on, you guys. Good. I think it's good. Well, except, what's going on in Russia. But we'll see, right? Well, that area of the world, I should say. But we'll see. All right, so let's get into it. It is Wednesday, May 28th, and I'm sure you guys are tired of these titles about the dinar rate, but I'm not. It is going down. However, it did close today. Oh, I closed it. Oh, no, here it is. It's this one here. Nope, this one here. See, it closed a little higher. No more below 14, excuse me. Yeah, no more below 1400, but it's still 1407.5. So that's 1,407.5 dinars per dollar. And it closes, and sometimes it closes higher, and then it'll open in the morning. So we'll see what it opens at in the morning. So this morning, this came out. So the reasons for the continued decline in the dollar exchange rate in Iraq, and it will reach 1320. I know it says that, but um, did I record this already? Well, because I remember talking, but I think I just talked about this. But look at this image. I'll make it a little larger. So it's one stack of 25K notes, banded, right? And it's leaning up against a stack of four stacks of $100 bills. So I find that interesting when we're thinking that the rate is gonna be about $4 to one dinar. Isn't that interesting how they did that? All right. All right. So let's keep going. So amid the volatility that has plagued the Iraqi market over the past few months, which has cast a heavy shadow over citizens' livelihoods and the prices of goods and services, signs of a quiet but promising economic transformation are looming on the horizon. The dollar exchange rate, which has long been a daily concern for Iraqi families and traders alike, has begun to gradually decline in the parallel market, indicating the relative success of the monetary measures taken by the Central Bank of Iraq. The decline did not come out of nowhere, rather, it was the result of a significant decline in domestic demand for the dollar. Following the adoption of alternative currencies in foreign trade and the continued implementation of mechanisms to support travelers and trade with countries not subject to U.S. sanctions. So the parallel rate will continue to narrow, and this part right here I don't fully get, to less than 10 points from nearly 40. The path appears more paved than ever for the return of monetary and financial stability, and perhaps for an economic respite that has been lacking for years. Expectations of a continued decline until reaching the official price. And the official price is what? 1310, because that's what's on the CBI. So we gotta get, I think if it gets under 1390, maybe that's good enough. And maybe you guys know what that 40 points is or whatever. But I'm just going by the numbers because that's what I understand. So I'm thinking if it gets like 1350, 1340, they maybe could consider that good enough. I don't know. I wish they would, right? Okay, then here is one of our favorite sayings, the coming period. The dollar exchange rate on the parallel market will continue to decline over the coming period until it reaches the official rate fixed by the CBI. And there was one other. Yeah, here's this line again. He noted continuing this trend will bring the exchange rate to the official rate soon, especially since the difference is currently less than 10 points after previously reaching nearly 40 points. All right. These steps have contributed to narrowing the gap between the two rates and a gradual return to monetary stability amid hopes that this will soon be reflected in commodity prices and citizens' living standards. And it was the merchants who first complained that the price had been changed when they devalued. The merchants were like, did you change the rate? Because I'm getting less product for the same amount of money. And they lied to them for 4 days. No, we didn't change the rate. My bad, we did. We devalued the currency, but they were the first ones to make us think about it. That's why I know they didn't do all this test and study and all of that when they devalued it. So even though they've done all these tests and studying and everything, they could bring the value up. They'll adjust. Trust me. They're good at adjusting. All right. Now, I love this. This actually came out yesterday, but I forgot to cover it. Sudani, he was talking to someone. Iraq has returned to leading the Arab world, and we held meetings between Iran and 3 Arab countries. Now, what I like about that, he talks about, the accomplishments and things that he's done, and the countries that he's talking about are right here. But what I love about this is he listened to what he said to his people. We remember Iran for standing with us in the 2014 aggressive maneuver against ISIS, noting that what distinguishes Iraqis is their pride in their country, self-respect, and dignity, which do not allow them to be a prisoner or subservient to anyone. So I was like, oh, go ahead, Sudani, tell your people to be proud. And then he says, we've done some stuff here to restore confidence to the citizen. They talked about corruption. But here again, he closes out with, he stated, the new Iraq does not accept being subservient to anyone, stressing that Iraq is strong and stable. So I'm like, he might be talking to us too. He's talking to Iran, clearly. But he might be talking to us too. But anyway, now they have this really big, neat conference. The second session, it's today and it's tomorrow too. The second session of the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating the Financing of Terrorism Conference kicks off in Baghdad with broad Arab participation. And so I can't cover these because we're already almost halfway through. So the CBI governor, Alaa Al-Fahd, he spoke first. He said combating money laundering is essential to protecting financial stability and enhancing global confidence in the Iraqi banking system. So if you read these, and I bolded and made a different color the statements that I feel are best. But look at this. Here he even talks about how he announced that the central bank has reached the final stages of the electronic linkage project with customs. So I'm guessing all the customs are now, the custom points and everything are now connected to the international system. So yeah. So you could, if you go to the blog and if you just read what I bolded, you'll see they are just bragging on where they are, how strong they are, how good they are. Here's another guy, Ziad Khalif. Iraqi banks are not a weak point, but rather a starting point for integration into the global financial system. And then it says it again. So you could read his. He's the vice president of the Union of Arab Banks, and so he's bragging on how strong and good the Iraqi banks are. Good, good, good. Here's a 2020. And who is he? Yes, he's the head of the Parliamentary Finance Committee. So he knows a little something, something. Iraq's integration into the international financial system is no longer an option, but rather a necessity to enhance confidence in the national economy. And I like to say you can put national money, national currency there also, right? And so here he has some stuff that I made a different color. Iraq has made significant strides in adapting to international standards, with notable developments recently seen in strengthening the legal framework and institutionalizing oversight of banking activities, which has contributed to improving the image of the Iraqi financial sector. So it's all good, all good. There's more, but I'm going to keep going. This is Wadi Al-Handal. He's the Private Bank Association. He spoke. Mostly he talked about the what they're doing, digital, uh, financial payment system, artificial intelligence, and look what they called the agenda. Rich agenda and vital topics. So it'll be over 2 days, and there's the stuff they're going to talk about. This is an interesting article. Baghdad or Erbil? Who controls Iraq's wealth? So this is Iran. This article came out of Iran, playing the two against each other off of the issue that is happening right now that I don't think is going to be a really big issue of the Kurds doing those contracts with us directly and Baghdad not happy about it. So, and I was saying, Iran's probably back there laughing, saying, yeah, we control it. But yeah, so they put this out in their news, and I thought that was interesting. And look, they even know the Constitution. They know Iraq's Constitution. They got the little articles here that say the Kurdistan region must partner with the federal government. So isn't that crazy? That's how intertwined they are. All right. Here's the president of the republic. He was interviewed by CNN Arabic. Of course, he said, what are the superlative things? He did talk about the absence of the oil and gas law. He said there are no Iranian forces in Iraq, or vice versa. Yeah, because you're calling them militias, not forces. But so if you want to read that, it talks about those other countries I don't mention, but the ones that they have big hearts for, their brother countries. And of course, here's what is he? The advisor to the Prime Minister, Mohammed Saleh. There's no financial crisis in Iraq, and the economic situation is under control. So we know, dude, we don't believe you anymore. You came out and said there was no liquidity crisis, only for 2 weeks later, all kinds of evidence came out. And then they had to admit, yeah, there's a liquidity crisis, but we got it under control, right? So, but that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. And of course, blamed the people again for holding the money in their house, saying, we could have prosperity and all of that. So if you want to read that, that's there. So there's still not a date. You know what I shouldn't say? As last time of me checking, because I haven't checked. Ooh, about 6 hours. I haven't looked at the news. But I don't think there's a new date. I don't think there's a date for the next talks. And Ice Cream Land is just waiting. Our friend BB, he's just waiting for them to say, oh, the talks are done. And he's going to let loose on Iran, right? That's what he's saying anyway, even though there's plenty of people asking him not to do it. And so this is their response. The Revolutionary Guard commander warns U.S. and Ice Cream Land, our hands are woo, our hands are on the mechanism that ignites. Oh wow, she's really going after somebody. All right. Let's see. So you could read that if you'd like. Oh boy, that's so big when it's big. Here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee. That'll be a live link when the blog is live. And this will be, well, the QR code is there. Sorry, I'm not sure why she's agitated. I'm not sure why. There, okay. And Cash App, Tishwash, $ Tishwash, T as in Tom, I, S as in Sam, H, WASH. And thank you. I appreciate it all. Big or small, I appreciate it all, right? All right, and here's the United Nations. We believe in Iraq's return to its positive role. Yeah. So now all of the IMF, World Bank, anything thing you can think of, any of those organizations have now said Iraq is back, right? Yeah. So now we need to see it. The word that wants to come out is manifest, but that's not really what I want to say. But anyway, so here, the Kurdish region, they appreciate our position and commend our support for their constitutional rights. So if you want to read that, you can. Here, now I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe last month, when that big delegation of companies went to visit, and for some reason Starlink was told, no thank you, and they left early. Well, guess what? They're back. American company Starlink confirms its readiness to operate in Iraq. We will contribute to the digital transformation. So yeah, so whatever he didn't like the first time he saw it, I guess they went back and rejiggered, amended amended the contract, or there was further conversation. Maybe a message was sent. I don't know. But yeah, so this is an important relationship. And Sudani directed the relevant authorities to study ways to facilitate SpaceX, Starlink's work and expedite the necessary measures. So, coming soon to the skies of Iraq will probably be Starlink satellites. All right. Will international agencies raise Iraq's credit rating soon? I hope so. British report points to Baghdad's financial and administrative reforms as possible reasons for the expected move. And I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen them tell them, no, at this time we've done a review. We're not going to increase the rate. So that's another reason why I think we're possibly in it even says right here, Iraq is moving toward a new economic phase aimed at improving its credit rating with international institutions through a series of financial and administrative reforms and a significant increase in foreign direct investment. So, hopefully they will. As we're going down, their credit is going up, and that's okay with me. So there's more, if you want to read that. Here's another article about the conference that I talked about earlier. It says CBI, Iraq targets terrorism financing with international backing. So, and they even use a different picture. This picture here is from a totally different conference. So I'm not sure about that. The employees at the Kurdish region, they're upset about having to go through the My Account payroll system. You could read that if you like. But you see how much is going on? Look at this. Oh, the picture's here. Sometimes this picture doesn't come up. I'm not sure why. So Omani brand 7 Fries expands globally with their first outlet in Iraq. So it's called 7 Fries, like French fries, instead of Five Guys, like we have here in America. We have Five Guys burgers and more. And yeah, so you see, and what I like about this is, first of all, that picture looks like it's AI generated. But anyway, anyone who is involved with Iraq doing anything to help, they are prospering already. Oman's stock market had I think it hit an all-time high one day. Syria, I said the name. Lyria is already, they're reconnecting the Damascus Stock Exchange. So how frustrating is it for the people and for Sudani to see anything he touches, right? Anything Iraq touches, it increases, but they're still waiting. Isn't that sad? But hopefully his waiting is over, right? But yeah, so look at them. Then they have a cake and a little kid there. So if you want to read that, I think that's so funny. Now here's another person complaining about the dollar's decline as a result of a serious recession and a liquidity crisis. Now we know they had a liquidity crisis. I don't know about a recession, but the whole world, a lot of, most of the major countries are in recession, right? According to people much smarter than I. All right. I've been studying economics for a long time, my whole life. I used to sit on my daddy's lap and he would read the Wall Street Journal, the stock prices, and also the horse races. So he did. So yeah, my whole life I've been watching investments of all kinds, right? But anyway, so yeah. So if you want to read this, I'm just showing the opposite side, but he gives his facts, right? He has his facts, and he's saying, if you don't straighten this up, the next government might possibly have to file bankruptcy. I doubt that though. All right. Here is this guy. Let's see. I think he's the last. Well, he's another economist. What is he saying though? The Parliamentary Finance Committee. Oh yeah, they are. He's saying how the budget schedules they're making progress, and unfortunately, they won't get submitted to Parliament until the middle of next month. No, it could mean June, but I think he means July. But yeah, you know how they do that? They say next, and they mean sometimes they mean like where they are now. But yeah, I'm hoping it's June, the middle of June. But you know, I don't want to get my hopes up with them. They've broken my heart too many times already. So there's that. So I wanted to put that. That's good news. And here's another story about, the Iraqi dinar is recovering while markets are dying. So you might want to read this. I tried to get the picture here, but it wouldn't show. Let's see. Let me see. And I could do this really quick as long as my computer moves quick. Here it is. So there's the market. See the marketplace? This is one of them. They got clothes and I'm not sure what that stuff is. More clothes materials maybe? But yeah, and so they're saying it's empty. That usually it's busier, especially right now, coming up on that holiday, that Eid al-Adha holiday. They usually are shopping. They get new clothes. Um, yeah, but it's still time because officially it doesn't start until June 7th. Did I tell you that? I can't remember. Yeah, Sudani came out and said the first day of that holiday is June 7th. So it could pick up. But see, he said there's no dinar in hand, no dollar in pocket. Just a long wait for a hope that may never come. And suffering that deepens with every day that salaries are delayed and the circles of unemployment expand. Isn't that sad? But well description, right? But yeah, so if you want to read that, you get a different perspective on the people. They interviewed people, merchants, people in the streets. It says for months Iraq has witnessed a significant improvement in the value of the dinar against the dollar as a result of a series of government and banking measures. So yeah. Okay, so so this is the last article, but of course I have some things I want to show you. Here's Maliki in the news. Oh, Okay, no, it is. It'll go to English in a minute. All right. Maliki attacks Parliament and is shocked by the amount of money, the price of a seat is $1 million. So it is legal in Iraq. It is legal for them to buy support. Okay. And he warns end of the rule of the Shia, which I think he means Sudani, but he could mean Shia rule. Sadar's absence will upset the sectarian balance. And don't worry, there's still time for Sadar to come back. Now, why did I have... Oh, okay. I have this here because hopefully there's 2 articles. Here's 2 things I don't really want to post. But this is the son Barzani. He just came back, right? He just came back from here. They confirmed continued dialogue with Baghdad on oil and gas investments. Dog it. And I can't get back. Well, okay, there's a new problem here. There's a new thing that just bubbled up today. Or perhaps yesterday. But come on, machine. Go to English. I'll talk about it more tomorrow because I'm sure it'll be in the news tomorrow. They suspended salaries for the Kurdistan region, and it's even coming from the Ministry of Finance. She put out a really detailed reason of why she's not going to send more. They've sent some for May, but for some reason they're not going to send for June. She says they've reached their tally or something. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. And I don't think that's going to affect the RV, but it could get the people upset and maybe the people will put pressure, right? Okay, I think that's it because this is that picture, but it came up. There's a show. Oh, wait, there's a show. Yeah, see, I was going to have the picture of that family there, but it came up. Is this the show? Yes, they're daily. They're having conversation. But this show is another one that won't display the transcript, so I can't translate it. But the writing here, the title of the show was the dollar bends the dinar. No, the dollar bends to the dinar. The exchange rate shifts. I apologize. My writing is really bad. Shrinks. Okay, so now that I can read my writing, let me repeat it. The dollar bends to the dinar. The exchange rate shrinks. So, and it's a 46-minute show, so you know they had some really good conversation. Yeah, so that's it. All right, so see, lots of good things happening now on the ice cream land front. BB and the H people, they're still going back at each other. So, and our president is still asking, and not just our president, Fox News. Okay, some people didn't like hearing today that Marco Rubio was possibly involved with stopping the deal we're waiting for. Come on. Okay. There already had been articles back last week. This is dated today. Rubio urged to punish Iraq with maximum pressure sanctions for its complete subjugation by Iran. So it's not just Marco Rubio. It's maybe 5 or 6 senators or whatever you call them. They have that bill. That bill's been submitted. I think it's called maximum pressure, right? Or they want to try to make Iraq break away from Iran. Remember that? Yeah, so he is Even if it's not his fault, because he's the Secretary of State in 3 other jobs. I heard someone complaining that Marco Rubio has 4 jobs. I don't know what the others are. And let's see. I think that's it. What's here? All right, yeah, so I know we're over a little bit, but isn't this good stuff? Isn't this good? Helpful? Good, helpful stuff. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's it. We're done now. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Hit the like button, 5-star me. I think Spotify has 5 stars or something like that. So one of those places do. Somebody told me I should ask for that. And um what else? Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals. Pay all your bills. Like, join, subscribe, follow, because I don't post regularly, but when I do post, if you do those things and technology works like it's supposed to, you'll be notified. All right. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content. And until next time.